Where are you guys? You're eating some. You're at. Hang on, let me guess. You're at KFC because I know those fucking pants anywhere.
I think you nailed it. Yes.
we have the Colonel down here. So, but I've never had the Colonel where you are. So, but Fuming Mouth, how are you boys? Good,
dude. Doing good.
Good.
Yeah. Have you guys got the potato and gravy over there? Is that a thing at the KFCs?
At the KFC, no. Strictly chicken.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Because it's weird everywhere you go. I've heard KFCs all over the world, have different menus. So you're probably touring around. You guys had experienced that in different places you go, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, food varies. We're not, it depends city to city for sure.
Country to country. You'll come down here one day, which I hope you will, and you'll be like, this place is fucking weird. So
that's right. No, we'll be like, this place is fucking awesome. That's what we'll say.
Yeah. Have any of you been down here at all?
No, I haven't.
No.
Oh, okay. You're in for a shock. But in the meantime, mate, the new Fuming Mouth album, The Last Day of Sun, just dropped, and it's a great fucking record, boys. It dropped on my birthday, funny enough. So it was a good present for me. Yeah, thank you. I was like, I'd heard it before then, but I officially hit the download link. But everyone's loving it. Everyone down here I know has been absolutely frothing it. Have you guys been seeing that from your side of things? Seeing all the feedback from around the world and soaking it up?
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy to see so many reviews and so many people talking about it. Our first record really, it went under the radar a lot when it came out, and it took a while for it to kind of go over and really reach a bigger audience. So to see this have such like an immediate reaction is crazy.
It's insane. Like, it's really cool and really positive because it means that you're getting out there, and you've definitely done something special with this one. It's a level up for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, especially, I mean, the album was written before you were diagnosed with acute leukemia, right? But the finished product, how much did that change musically and lyrically to where it ended up? Did it change much?
Yeah, it did. At first, it was very like classically focused on the bands that influenced death metal, instead of being influenced by like just Autopsy. It was like, well, what is Chris Reifert listening to? Oh, he's listening to Black Sabbath. So it tried to like draw really like older influences in that way. And then I think once after I was sick, I think all anything like that just went out the window, and it was just a free for all of riffs, solos, drums, vocals, anything goes kind of mentality it turned into.
How was the actual recording process? Did you find that was difficult in your recovery, like vocally and things like that? Did you have to work around it?
It was. We did have to work around it. We had to be really careful because I was immunocompromised.
Yes.
Because after having the transplant, like there's just such a long period of recovery. But my doctors all want to see me get back to, professional life, whatever that is. And for me, it was recording. And, even though there were those hurdles, there's also this other side to it that like it kind of healed me. You know what I mean? Because I'm waking up regularly. I'm moving around. I'm having to do a lot of things and just play a ton of guitar again. And it was really great.
And what about you boys, Pat and Jaymes? How did you find working on the album, knowing that Mark was going through that? How'd you guys band together and push through that together as a band?
I think, knowing that, it was a sensitive time for Mark, logistically speaking, just, testing, making sure that none of us were had COVID or anything, and play it as safe as possible. was a huge part of it, but also, I guess like in the sense of like banding together in that moment, we were just trying to make the best possible thing. And, I don't want to say that this is like something that came necessarily from us, but I think it was like being there and recording it really felt like, kind of like, in apex and like, or like this really important point in, I don't want to speak for you, Mark, but I just want to say like it was an important point in like your recovery. So I think like I was just grateful to be there for that. And,
Yeah.
Vibes in the studio were really, really, really good. Kurt was definitely aware of, the importance of that moment too. So I feel like we all just really, try to do our best.
That's awesome. How about you, mate? How did you find it?
I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Pat joined on our last tour with the Black Dahlia Murder and Terror.
Okay. So you jumped. I see. Okay.
Yeah. Our bassist at the time, he was kind of like in and out. So I actually tracked the bass. But, Pat's soul and spirit was there. And,
I was there in spirit. I was every step of the way.
Okay. Awesome.
And our soul and spirit led us to him anyways. So it worked out. It was for the best.
And how'd you find that Kurt Ballou, who's an absolute legend? I've got mates that have worked with him as well and said he's just incredible to bounce things off. How did he support you through your journey as well?
He made me feel normal every step of the way. He made me feel normal, and he pushed me. He wasn't like a lot of people are like, I don't want to push you too hard. It might be, I understand. It might be difficult. I was on steroids. I was like going a million miles per hour. I couldn't stop doing things. So he was really encouraging. And he was just really, he was just very calming throughout the whole thing. And like, I will say there was a time, it was like a lightning bolt hit. Our main guitar amp broke, and the heat upstairs in the apartment, because this is in October, so it's kind of in between seasons.
Yeah.
The heat broke upstairs. The AC broke downstairs. So while there is all of this like camaraderie and like support and everything, there was like total chaos going on too, and all these outside factors. And it got to a point where like I was not wearing a shirt. Kurt was in like a t-shirt. Everyone was sweating, and it did get intense. Don't get me wrong. But he was very comforting, and I'm so grateful for him.
See, it's funny because, well, it's not funny, but it's sounds like what you've gone through, a workmate of mine recently went through as well. Like I was there when he found the lumps and stuff. He was, and seeing how he went through his recovery and the steroids and everything like that, and how everyone supported him. He's a great kid. Taj, if you watch this, hey man. But seeing how you move forward with your life and seeing how he sees things very differently now, I guess. His outlook seems a little different. Have you found that as well, in terms of writing and the future of the band?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I take things like less serious. I'm like I don't know. You just got to have like a level of humor to things and let things roll off your back and embrace uncertainty. That's kind of what I've been looking at it like, you know what I mean? Like, and I look at things that way. I try to, and I try and center myself and realize things aren't life and death. A lot of times we get caught up like this decision. Certain things need to happen, and a lot of times it's more about patience, and I realize that now.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that in him too, which is cool. But cool. Have there been songs that you've tracked during those sessions that might end up on the next one? Did you overwrite and record?
Yeah, definitely. We recorded like an hour of music, and I think we released 45 minutes of it, maybe a little less. So we definitely are like, we're geared up for another album for sure. That's definitely happening.
That's awesome. Because this album, the singles that were released compared to the actual album, it's a lot heavier on the album. Like you listen to the singles, you go, oh, you know, it's good, yeah, it's catchy and stuff. And then hear some of the tracks and go, holy fuck, like it's heavy as fuck.
I think it's difficult with concept albums. Like if you look at, heck, you think of any good concept albums
Like
off the top of your head?
King Diamond's discography, you know,
Yeah.
all
Yes.
of them.
Where it's like you take a single from that and it's just like, does that really explain the whole album? You know? And it's hard to have like a single explain a whole entire concept, you know, when it's just one little piece of the whole puzzle, so to say. So I think that's kind of where, you know, the album being out is so important because everyone can see that, you know, every side of Fuming Mouth with it.
And in regards to the concept, are you wanting to explore that in other ways, like in other media, like a graphic novel or something like that? Are you wanting to dig a little deeper into it?
I would love that. I mean, I know my friend Wes, he sings in American Nightmare and Cold Cave. He was the one to be like, that should be a movie. And I was like, what? And that was like the first time anyone's ever said that. And yeah, I mean, I would love for it to be adapted into like whether it's a graphic novel. There was a graphic novel called Ashes to Ashes. That was, do you know that?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
That was super, super influential, not inspirational, but influential in the lyric writing towards the very end of the session.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
hey man,
a graphic novel would be cool.
Should do it. You should totally do it. I'm all for that. And the artwork is incredible too. Like, man, that dude, Stefan, how do you pronounce? Can't pronounce his last name, but Stefan, in my terrible Australian, Todorovic.
Yes, Chaos Dictator design.
Incredible, mate. Did he hear the stuff first before he did it, or did you?
Yes,
let him
yes. What really happened was we were struggling, and because the artist before Maryse Lewandowski died, and it was heartbreaking, and I don't think we wanted to let him go, and we tried to have like use one of his old pieces. It just wasn't working, and then Monty Connor and our guy was the one to tell me, he's like, you should like go deeper into, you know, the original idea you had. And my idea was this depiction of Faust, like the movie from 1926, and a lot of different Faustians, and but specifically this one image from the movie. Dave McKean's done one that is phenomenal. I spoke to Dave McKean, but he wouldn't license it to us, so it was like, wow, we really got to figure this out from the bottom up. And that's when Stefan came in, and he loves Faust. It's one of his favorite movies, and he listened to the songs. I think the essential ones were Post Figurement. I'm trying to think what else, but definitely Post Figurement, and this idea of like claw-like nails and wings spreading with the Faust in like imagery, and he just kept adding and adding and adding things to the painting.
There's a lot when you zoom in. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going.
You know, I did the zoom, and I'm like, I could see this dude in this thing, and it's cool. I love it. I mean, you're gonna have it on flag. You're gonna have flags, right? Like, you know, the big old metal flags with that on it.
Got a massive backdrop. It's blown up nicely. It looks very cool.
Yeah, that's fun to see. That's what you want, eh? And you mentioned before you toured with the Black Dahlia murder. How was that? You know, given that they've been through their own, you know, challenges, I guess, without Trevor.
There's definitely an energy there. Everyone kind of knew the situations and whatnot, and we were just getting through it together. There were a couple of nights towards the middle to the end of the run where Mark would come on stage and do Death Mass Divine with the band as their last song, and that was really cool. So yeah, there was definitely a lot of energy going on.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I mean, this whole show's, you know, in tribute to Trevor. Well, even when he was alive, he was one of the best people I ever got to, you know, to speak to. So, you know, seeing what those guys have been through and support and I hope that, you know, all the best for him. You know, if you see him, tell him Australia wishes him all the best as well.
I will. We will tell them. Yeah.
Or maybe you guys should just team the fuck up and get down here and show us how it's done. How about that?
You hear that, Brian? If you're watching, take us out to Australia. We need to go down under.
You do. You do. I reckon you guys would love it down here, even though everything is really far apart and our KFC is probably weird and our McDonald's, everything like that. But I reckon you guys would just have an absolute blast. So let's put the word out. Tell them. Say, we want to go to Australia. Black Dahlia. Mate, let's go. So sick. But apart from that, what are your plans looking like? Because you're on tour at the moment. Whereabouts exactly are you outside of KFC?
Where are we?
Let's find out.
Indiana?
We're
Iowa?
Iowa. We're in Iowa right now.
Iowa. Okay. So I'm going to see Slip
yeah.
in the background ordering their boxes of chips.
I think, I think they're over there right now.
Yeah. Awesome. Because I guess that'd be the thing. You'd get, you know, you'd go on tour and just lose time, lose where you're at. You know, it'd be a mystery. Quite an adventure.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, boys, thank you again for hanging out on the show. We will have all the links down here and on the website. Come down, see us very soon. But in the meantime, all the best. Take care and kick ass, my friends.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for having us.
Take it easy.
Take care, dudes. See ya.